All right, so to finish off example 2, in order to do the math, you're going to divide x by 2. So 1 divided by 2 is just 1/2. Your y value stays the same. Your y value is going to stay the same for the next one. When you add 1 to x, what is 1/2 plus 1?
1 and 1/2.
Yeah, 1 and 1/2 or 1.5. Very good. So on the next one, it's going to stay 1.5, but you're going to add 3 to your y value. So this is your y value. You're going to add 0 plus 3 just gives you 3. You go to the second line. You always start with the 0.31 because that's the one that we start off on our parent function. It tells you to divide x. This is your x value, and that's your y value. Divide x by 2. So it would be 3 divided by 2, and then 1 stays the same. It says add 1 to 3 divided by 2. What is 3 divided by 2, class? Yeah, 1.5. $3 divided by 2 people is $1.50 each, right? So 150 plus 1 is 2.5. Good. And you're left with 1. So 2.5 and 1. 2.5 is going to stay the same, and I'm going to add 3 to my y value. 1 plus 3 is 4. So these are the points that I'm going to plot. 1.53, so 1.5, and then I'm going to go up 1, 2, and 3. Then you go to the second point. It's 2.54, so you're going to go over to the right 2.5 and up 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to connect the points. Just give me a second. And when you connect the points, your vertical asymptote is that x is equal to 1. So we're going to do an imaginary horizontal asymptote going up and down at x equals to 1. Okay, you're going to connect your dots, and your graph is going to look something like that. Okay, what is the domain for this function? For now, for today. Okay, welcome. So your domain is going to be all x values that are greater than 1, and your range goes from negative infinity to positive infinity. Are there any questions on this section? Someone have a pencil I can borrow? It tells me to divide by 2. If you have a 2 in front of the x, you're going to compress. Is it compress? No. I think it's the opposite. Hold on. So you're going to write compress by 2. When it tells you to add 1 to x, if h is 1, you're going to go to the right 1. And then the k is telling you to go up 3. So from your original parent function, your graph went to the right 1, it went up 3, and then it was stretched vertically by 2 units. Okay, let's look at example 3. Any questions on this? No. Okay. Let's go to example 3. Why? Class, what is the value of A? What is the value of A? Huh? Yeah, -1. Everyone should be able to answer this question by now. What is the value of B? 4. B is not 4. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. B is 4. Thank you. It's the base. A is the number in front of the log function. C is going to be what? 2. Good. H?
0.
There's nothing there. Good. And then K is -1. Your vertical asymptote is dependent on which variable? On the H. Very good. And what is H in this case? 0. So my vertical asymptote is at x equals to 0. Okay, very good, guys. You're making the connection. So you're going to do an imaginary line going up and down at x equals to 0 to represent your vertical asymptote. Okay, the next step is to realize how to graph this function. Well, I always start with 1, 0, and I always start with B1. What is the value of B? 4. So you're going to put 4, 1. Okay, what is the value of C? 2a, -1, and k is -1. Good. So I'm going to set up my problems the same way. Okay, when you do your homework tonight, I want you to follow the steps the way that I did them to help you, like in the first 2 problems, 3 problems, and once you get the hang of it, you can do it at your own pace in your own way. Okay, divide x by 2. So this one's the one that's going to change. My y value is going to stay the same. It says multiply y, so that means my y value is going to change. My x is going to stay the same. It says add k to y, so my y is going to change. My x is going to stay the same. If I divide 1 by 2, what do you get? 1 divided by 2 is 1/2. Very good. Thanks, Mark. So 1/2. You're going to multiply y by -1. 0 times -1 is? Yeah, just 0. And then what's 0 minus 1? -1. Okay, so your x value is going to be 1/2, comma, -1. We're going to go ahead and graph that. So we go to the right 1/2 and down 1. Then we go to our next point. We started at 4, 1. It says to divide x by 2. So what am I dividing? Yeah, 4. What's 4 divided by 2? 2. My y value is going to stay the same. On the next one, I have to change the y, and on the last one, I have to change the y. So in this case, we're going to be left with 2 all the way till the end for our x value. And now I'm looking at my y. So on the y section, when I multiply 1 times -1, what do you get? Good. And then add -1 to -1. What is -1 minus 1? -2. And you plot these points. 2, -2. You drew your vertical asymptote already. Your graph is going to be pointing down because your function is negative. Your domain would be all x values that are greater than your vertical asymptote. What is your vertical asymptote? 0. So it's all x values, everything above or to the right of 0. Okay, your range, does your graph go forever up? Yes, and then since it's going to the right forever, it's going to go down forever. So your range is -infinity to +infinity. Okay, your homework is to complete this worksheet. This worksheet models the same exact types of problems that you just saw in your notes. Okay? I would like you guys to complete it, and then we'll go over it tomorrow. So 1 through 12 is your homework. Okay, guys, I hope you have a nice day. Make sure you start putting your stuff away.